territory, but it didn't. But I felt like they both represented their respective points with cool heads. So
Well, I hope so. They're doctors.
yeah, I know, right? I mean, yeah, they delivered it with a bedside manner. It's 9:01. Let's go into the KUAM News Zoom room where she's standing by now. We talked to Public Auditor BJ Cruz and our Bonellis Doggo meter to find out how this pandemic is affecting the cultural practice of eating Bonellis Doggo during the holidays. And I want to say that if anybody I know has been eating Bonellis Doggo already, it's got to be my friends at the Guam Election Commission.
Half a day, Chris and Sabrina.
Good morning, Miss Maria. Like, can you prove me right? You guys have already had Bonellis Doggo, right?
Yes, we have. And it wasn't what I made. I normally make Bonellis Doggo.
Wow.
But it was somebody who wanted to thank us for what we do. So we got a whole tray of Bonellis Doggo.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Complete with honey and
Honey.
and syrup.
Honey, what? Oh no, you
I
didn't.
I could go for the honey.
I never
as
even
opposed to
thought
the
about
syrup,
that.
yeah.
How about honey with
I
a little?
didn't try it.
You didn't try it. How about honey with a little
Yeah,
cinnamon?
very traditional. It's syrup.
Oh, I'm hungry.
The syrup? But do you use the syrup or you use the sugar water?
Syrup.
Aunt Jemima? Or
I
tropical?
eat log cabin.
Log cabin.
is,
Calvin Abraham
that's
Lincoln.
traditional.
That you're right. You're right. So there you go, guys. I just
That's the one that gets all over the cap when you're done with it and you got to wash it off. But that's the best.
yeah. If you pour it like an idiot, it does. But if you pour it good, well, congratulations on your Bonellis Doggo, Miss Maria. Guys, yeah, we're hinting. If anybody out there's making Bonellis Doggo, we could do a curbside thing here at the link, if you want, right? So, Miss Maria, let's get into official business now. There was a meeting last night with the Guam Election Commission. So, what happened?
The provisional and absentee ballots for the runoff election of November 17th were counted. We counted 235 ballots last night. And after the counting, the runoff election has been certified by the commissioners of Guam Election.
So who won? I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
Bree's got jokes.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
That's a one day of teleworking will do for you. Lighten you up a little bit, So the winner is still Congressman San Nicolas.
I'm sorry. 294 votes. Yes, sir.
Okay, right on. Go ahead. What else, Miss Maria? Was that it? That was a fast meeting.
It wasn't, it wasn't that fast because we did start at around 5:30 and finished maybe at 8 o'clock with anticipating just a little over 200 ballots to count. The staff decided to manually hand count. Only one office, and it didn't, so it didn't take that long. The ballots that were counted last night included the off-island ballots that came in after the election. Yesterday was the last day to receive them, and it included what we called special write-in absentee ballots. The Guam Election Commission was required to send out ballots 45 days before the runoff. So we had sent them, we were required to, so we sent them out the same time we sent out the general election ballots. So whoever had requested for a general election ballot also got either a federal write-in absentee ballot for the Uwakava voters or a special write-in absentee ballot for just our off-island voters. So instead of duplicating those ballots, hand counting made it possible to simply count those the way they were. that made it much faster. So we finished, I think, about 8 o'clock last night, 8:30.
Is there any now that obviously the election is pretty much officially over, are you guys moving towards any like housekeeping type measures? You sending out any letters to anyone?
So we're making sure that our T's are crossed and our I's are dotted with respect to our administrative complaints, our voter challenges. And remember, this was the first time that we experienced voter challenges this election cycle. Also, I think the longest task, and we should be finished in a week, I think, is tagging those voters that did not vote to prep for updating our voter list. How that happens is we tag those voters that did not vote, compare it with the 2018 general election voters that did not vote. We put them together and we will get ready to purge, to take off their names for the 2022 election already. So that will happen in March. We are also putting together our financial reports. And then probably the most immediate, guys, is paying our precinct officials and election workers. We're anticipating that will happen tomorrow. So what we did with the guidance of Department of Administration, we had an aggressive effort to get our precinct officials and election workers to get direct deposits. So we're hoping that those are processed by tomorrow, and so that's what we're looking at most immediately. Other things is cleaning out the additional space that we had gotten and turning it back over. Last night, I announced to the board that we will give up that space if we need it and it's still available. If we still have to social distance, we will, see about getting that space for our next meetings. It was anticlimactic yesterday. We were teasing the three of us, or we were teasing each other about who won the congressional race. So that. So it was really, it was okay. So now the election is certified, right? So what? Well, by the way, our commissioners also signed the certificates yesterday. That's a hard one. They had to sign over 50 certificates last night.
A day. Their hand was probably cramping.
Yeah. So still lots of work to do. And still lots of work to do.
Miss Maria, I know that we had talked to you about this, I want to say a few weeks back, about different groups, some on social media, some in real life, that were campaigning for and against different candidates and or different issues. Some of these groups, just based on my own research, were not political action committees. Some of these groups spent money to campaign for or against candidates and issues. Are you guys going to be sending off any letters or otherwise looking into that, or is that something that someone has to file an official complaint about?
No, nobody has to file a complaint. The final campaign finance reports were due November 23rd. With the certification of the runoff election, that's going to take a lot of manpower, a lot of GEC specialized manpower to go through all the campaign finance report. So we will have to go through organizational reports. Each committee candidate and political action committee should have turned in 5 reports altogether if there were no amendments. They should have turned in an organizational report when they started campaigning or when they spent $250 or collected $250. they should have turned in a preliminary primary report, even though there was no primary, and a final primary report. So, and then a preliminary general election report and a final general election report. Everybody should have turned it in. We are starting to compile and put a list together of those that turned in, and figuring out, making sure that we account for everybody that turned in their reports. And so, Chris, it was due November 23rd. So November 23rd was right in the midst of, preparing the provisional ballots and making sure we got all the absentee ballots for last night's meeting. So we will begin the concentrated effort to look into campaign finance now.
Right. So, but what if there was like, let's just say I really, really hated someone who was running for senator, and I just was like spending this money to be like, screw this person, don't vote for them, they suck. But I never filed anything with you guys. Am I free and clear, or is there somebody that looks into this kind of stuff?
Yes. Okay. So, with the limited resources we have, what we do is, if we find them, if the Guam Election Commission sees that, or if somebody brings it up to our attention, we will go and look at it. And we will, the next meeting for the board is January 21st, I believe. So we will start looking, we'll build a new election timeline for the up until June 30th. So we will start putting in the dates of when, and one of those things is preliminary review of campaign finance. So we will start to look at that soonest.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sabrina Salas Mantanani.
Oh my gosh. Maria, do you have any updates on the COVID positive at the Barragata polling
thank you
site?
for asking. Yes. So Sabrina, we arrangements were made to test the 4 additional precinct officials. All of them tested negative. All of them have cleared and should be back to work today.
Was there any other site or any other cases positive within anybody that worked the elections?
No. And Guam Election Commission was not contacted with regard to contact tracing at all. And we keep in, up until last week, we were in daily contact with public health.
Okay. I guess that's good to hear, right? That everybody's doing okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So Sabrina and Chris, so now I personally am looking at making sure our reports are out, and our immediate report would be our financial reports. We need to report to the feds by end of month, and we need to report to feds 2 reports, one about our CARES that we received directly, and one about our Harvard security grants. So that's going to take up a lot of my time, and like I said, it was so anticlimactic last night. It's the certification. We know that's the major thing, and I guess that's a major thing for the public. The elections has been certified. It is now final. We can send out the certificates now. But online registration is on already.
Wow.
Already. Online voter registration is on. Anybody that gets purged, they can re-register back on. They were teasing me. My staff I was being teased about, aren't we non-essential now? I said,
yeah, we're done with
no.
you now.
No, I said, no, not yet. Almost. We need to get some things out.
I wanted to follow up on those machines. I know, Chris, didn't you use one of those express voting
I was able to
machines?
use the express vote machine.
Yeah.
I was.
Do you guys do an assessment of those machines, and are we going to use them more in the future?
And yes, so one of the things was to get the commissioners hands on. So at the general election tabulation center, they did the traditional way of just duplicating ballots, taking official ballots and duplicating ballots that were not being accepted by the machine. That's a standard process in tabulation. For the provisional and absentee ballot counting for the general election, those machines were used. And so the commissioners really liked using them. And that's a big thing for us. Also, the people that used them, Chris, did you like using the express vote?
Yeah, but I'm not sure if it worked right because my Godzu lost.
I'm sure it worked right.
I get over it.
I'm kidding,
I'm sure
Bree.
it worked right. And so when you pull out the card, you can check it. The machine allows you, Sabrina, to also check it before you finalize the ballot.
Did you check it?
Yeah, I checked it. I did everything I was supposed to do.
And so, and then you put it in your ballot envelope, and then you put your ballot envelope in the affidavit envelope. That was a very costly process.
A lot of envelopes.
Yep.
Yeah, all the 50 that he stuffed into that one envelope. Just sorry, Chris.
Sabrina.
Okay, I'm just kidding. Well, thanks, Maria.
Yes, Miss Maria. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And when I make Pinellas Dagu, I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me
All
know. We got a comment here from Chamarita Regis. This actually sounds really good. She writes, buttered honey is the best for Pinellas Dagu. Cut the Pinellas Dagu in half and spread the buttered honey on it, or use a baster to inject the buttered honey into the Dagu. What? That is like a little syringe, like the Twinkies. You know how they do the Twinkies? But you can do it with buttered honey into the Pinellas Dagu. That sounds like a winner. What do you think, Miss Maria?
Let's try it. But I have to find Dagu first because my husband hasn't. I think he's a little busy, so I haven't even made Pinellas Dagu yet. My brother said he'll try to get some this weekend. So if you're in the area and I get lucky, we're gonna make Pinellas Dagu this weekend.
Wow. Well, let me know if you want to just, compliment to me some of the batter, maybe even, so I
There
could
you
fry it
go.
up fresh.
Yeah, Chris, it's called not Zen. Do you want to
Not
not
Zen.
Zen me?
Yeah, not zen me.
Not zen.
Okay, fine. Yeah, not zen me a lot. Thank you, Miss Maria.
Thank
Hands
you.
Merry Christmas to all of
Merry
us.
Christmas. Ho,
Merry
ho,
Christmas.
ho. Election's over, guys. On to the
Finally, you guys can relax for a little bit.
Christmas season. Enjoy your non-essential status.
Esther.
Okay, Miss Maria. Bye.
You know, that reminds me of this Pinellas Dagu that I tried. Was it during the Wine Fest? That's at the Hyatt last year, and I want to say they did a like a pumpkin.
Ooh.
Oh gosh, that was
Pumpkin
so good.
Pinellas Dagu?
Yeah,
Wow.
it was really good.
Where do you guys stand on pumpkin spice? This
Was
time
it
of year, it's
caramel?
like
I can't remember.
everybody goes nuts over it. Well,
I'm tired of it.
Pumpkin spice?
yeah,
Yeah.
pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice latte, pumpkin spice latiza, pumpkin spice Pinellas Dagu. Yeah, it's overkill, dude. That's where I stand on it.
You know,
I mean,
you know
well,
what?
that's the season.